Hey everybody, Tim here with another Star Wars review, part 2 of Season 2 for the Clone Wars going on. So we're going to start out with Season 2, Episode 5 of Landing at Point Rain. Overall, a lot of the next, 6 episodes, a lot of them didn't really do it for me. This one was okay. Kyandi Mundi is basically kind of the main focus guest star. And it's all about, the attack of Geonosis, which we've conquered once before, and now we're having to do it a second time. It's very Lord of the Rings-like, where they're keeping track of how many people they conquer. And it's Ahsoka has, I think Anakin had 55, and Ahsoka had 60, but Mundi had 65. And so it's kind of interesting to watch them keep track of stuff like that. Episode 6, Weapons Factory. A lot of this one didn't really stand out to me. It was very slow to me, where Luminara, I can't even say her name, Luminara's Padawan, Barriss, teams up with Ahsoka, Anakin's Padawan, and it's just them in the weapons factory trying to figure out how to, basically blow it up. So I was okay, it was a little bit slow for me. Episode 7, Legacy of Terror. Again, Luminara gets captured, and this is where the next kind of long story arc is kind of interesting, where Anakin and Obi-Wan are trying to capture Luminara, but there's zombie Geonosins, and it turns out there's the worm thing that's controlling them. It's very Star Trek-like, and we meet the queen of the Geonosins. It's really interesting. I love the whole scene where it's just Obi-Wan's so do you think it's going to go through the nose or the ear? And Luminara's I don't want to find out. And Anakin's the nose. I think it's going to be the nose. And they're just doing this whole thing. That was the best part. This was the best part of the whole story arc for me. Episode 8, Brain Invaders, where the worms start going into the clones. Anakin, where he's interrogating, Pogo the Lesser or whatever. And Anakin gets violent. And he's doing the Force choke, which of course is a Vader move. And stuff like that is really kind of interesting. And then we slowly realize, freezing them is going to work and stuff like that. It's okay. Episode 9, Grievous Intrigue, a one-shot episode, not super interesting. The best thing that stood out to me was actually the ninja droids, because that's the thing. A lot of people have complained about, the droids in Star Wars, especially, episodes 1, 2, and 3, where they're just, super mindless, and they're just Roger, Roger, whereas these, ninja droids are actually super impressive, so I really like those. Episode 10, The Deserter, I really liked. I thought it was super interesting, and I kind of wanted a longer arc where Rex is injured, so he has to stay in this farm overnight, and we realize that the dad of this farm is a clone who basically is you know what, no, I don't want to do this anymore, and is a deserter, and he just stays out. And so we see a little bit of the Star Wars chess, which goes all the way back to the first movie and stuff like that. But overall, this one really kind of stood out, where Rex doesn't even tell them that, this clone, and I'm pretty sure she's from Roth or whatever, the whatever. They have a family going on. So stuff like that I thought was really, really interesting. And then finally, the last one that I'm going to do for this review, episode 11, Lightsaber Lost, I thought was really interesting, where Ahsoka gets pickpocketed, and basically she has to team up with this old school Jedi master who's very slow but very smart and has to figure things out and to find her old lightsaber, and people are lying about it, and it's a really kind of interesting old detective story. But overall, I thought it was really interesting, really liked it. So these, 6 episodes that I just did, some of them were really, really good, some of them not so much, but overall, really enjoying the series. So I'm curious what you guys are thinking about Season 2 at this point. We're about halfway through. Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time for Part 3.